Well, welcome to another series of insights and statistics and how quickly the year goes. It's the midpoint of the year 2019. It feels like yesterday we were sitting here talking about what the year was going to look like, and what an amazingly busy year it's been, with probably more new entrants in the 5 to 15 graduate program size mark than ever, more candidates applying more than ever. And we'll just go through some of the trends and insights that we've seen. And I think probably the first one to start off with, which has had a lot of impact on everyone, was the extension of the, recruitment timelines this year, Ali and Soph. What was the cause of it, and what impact in the end did this expansion of time have on us?
So we saw Easter and the Anzac Day weekend cause a lot of havoc in that a lot of programs and selection processes went after it, and some were trying to get in before that. So there was either really quick processes beforehand, or it was extended out with longer applications open, or the process itself was a bit longer.
In all my time doing it, I don't think we've ever run timelines out to June. Usually it's May, and we've always said competitive advantage, get your offers out first and be quick with your timelines. Traditionally we've even recruited, and we still manage for some clients to get their offers out in April. But across the board, it's the first time we've recruited into June. So it's phenomenal that we've been able to get through and survive the period. Some of the biggest trends we saw with that this year was, Sophie, I know you were pivotal in opening a lot of the expressions of interest. What was the impact of, what was the reason for doing EOIs, and what was the impact of the EOIs?
Yeah, so it was really important to kind of get the brand out there as early as possible and keep candidates engaged, even as we were kind of building out that application form. So we had a lot of clients have an EOI very early in the year, and then we converted those applications or those expressions of interest into applications once we went live.
Some of the big numbers, without naming too many of the clients, but we're talking like thousands of expressions of interest. What pieces of data were you getting on the candidates, and what engagement were you doing with them?
Yeah, so we were kind of emailing them throughout the process to let them know the key stages and when we were expecting to go live. And some of the key data, kind of the home states, we could see where the applications were coming from, and also what area they were interested in within the business, so stream selection, stuff like that.
So overarching, more candidates applying, more programs. I would say the average number of applications by candidates has well and truly risen. In the survey data that we do, we're probably finding that on average they're saying they're doing about 14. Some are doing more, if not more. So that's gone up considerably this year. The engagement processes by the graduate managers and graduate teams have just gone up another level. What are some of the things you've seen, Al, in terms of the engagement during the recruitment process, in terms of informing candidates, and immediately upon knowing that they're going to offer?
Yeah, I think it starts from the very beginning in the application form, where we've seen more information being given to candidates and given some more kind of feedback on what is going on through that process. And then at each stage, it's giving that personalised kind of appearance through being able to include videos and direct messages to candidates to keep them engaged from the very beginning. And then we're seeing, once they have been given an offer, bringing them in straight away for a coffee, getting to meet the team, getting to know the building, whatever it is that we can do to be engaging them more frequently is pivotal, I think.
We've had managers bring them in straight away for lunches, graduates bringing their fellow grads in and showing them around. We've had boards, executives going, what do I need to do to begin the engagement process? And I actually believe the figures will probably show those that created such an engagement program are probably sitting between the 95 to 100% first time offer success rate this year. I think a lot of companies have done some brilliant jobs and won't lose as many because they've been able to capture them immediately in terms of the processes that they're making. So offers are going to be a little bit more stickier this year than in past years, and the process has begun, which has been fantastic. I guess we've seen more candidates coming through assessment centres. What's been your observation, Soph, in terms of the candidates coming to assessment centres?
Yeah, definitely. I think when we're running the assessment centres, we actually ask the candidates, and I would say probably 75% of them in most of the sessions have actually been to an assessment centre before. One thing we did notice was that in some of the technology roles, some of those candidates don't have as much experience going to assessment centres, which was a bit interesting. But I think across the board, candidates are definitely applying for lots of companies and have a lot of experience throughout the process.
Yeah, I agree with you, Soph. The numbers are just phenomenal. It was interesting that the techos hadn't been, because I know the technology space is probably the most in demand at the moment. Yet every time we asked, for most of the other streams, you'd probably say 75 easily would say, yeah, we've been going to assessment centres. But it was quite unique in terms of what we've seen across the board. Anything else we need to add based on what we've seen? Al, from your end? Soph, from your end? It's been a fascinating, you both looked at me very blankly there like we've covered everything, but it's been a great start to the year. Already the mindset of graduate managers has shifted towards the internship VAC market, and I strongly believe that well over 40% of the graduate market will go in the second half of the year based on the conversations we're having. And some companies doing 2 shifts, so have gone out to market, taken on maybe 60 to 70% of their graduates' needs at the start of the year, and they will further continue to fill in the second half according to their needs, and that's something that has become a little bit popular. So running 2 periods, so we're looking at, for them, running an August to September offer period, recruitment process to offer period, and that's something that'll probably align to the intern market as well. But it's been our pleasure providing with you an update, and we'll continue to do so. Have a good day.